Aloha, this is your main squirrel, here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised. So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know. But it seems to be recording just fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going for try number 3.
Not even 3.
4 or
This is
5.
like try number 5.
We've been here before. We're going in circles, Sam.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Squirrel Tangent.
And the squirrel is very marinated.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, the Squirrel Girl has tried...
I tried the basic white bitch drink of the summer. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Because I wanted to figure out what the hype was about.
The Black Cherry.
And now I know. 5% alcohol. And I'm not a drinker, so I just drank the whole thing. And now I'm a marinated squirrel.
She's an incredible lightweight. It's great because, like, for one of her birthdays, we're not going to discuss which one or how old she really is, but
I don't care. I look good.
That's not what your mail is saying now.
I know my mail. We'll get to my mail. and I'm talking mail in the sense of MAIL, not MALE.
You better get on with the other one just in case, though.
I know, right?
But
you still have time.
There was this one birthday, and this was years and years ago. This is when she and I actually first met.
When dirt was first created.
Yeah, we're about that old. And so we're at a bar, and I'm the DJ for the night, and we're celebrating her birthday. Someone decided to get her peppermint schnapps.
Ooh.
The Rumpelmans, the 100 proof. Oh, man.
I've never actually had that.
Oh, dude, it'll clear your sinuses. It'll clear your lungs.
Which direction, though?
All of them.
All of them.
When you first drink it, you can probably smell an ant fart in China. That's how it just like is. Oh, Lord. So my friend hands it to me, and I'm like, "Oh yay!" Just shoot the sucker down, and
You weren't ready for that.
It was like fire.
Yeah.
It was like fire.
Yeah, she totally wasn't ready for that one.
I was like, just everything was clear.
Best breath freshener ever. So yeah. And so she is a lightweight. She did 2 shots of that night and probably another couple. She was so drunk she was holding up walls.
It was great. And I had a tiara that was crooked by the end of the night. I looked like
the meticulously done makeup was not so meticulous.
Like used up prom queen. It was great.
You're on your full carry, just blood all over you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and being a DJ, I was lucky because I get the opportunity to embarrass people on the microphone, and I took full advantage that night too.
And I had on a short dress, and I think many people either saw my ass cheeks or my panty. I don't even care.
Yeah, that was not a night for giving a damn.
No,
that's the privilege of birthdays.
It is.
It's like I'm another year older. You can see my fucking genitals if you want. I don't give a damn.
And I've had one of those too. I was a DJ at a gay bar for a long time, and for my birthday. I said, fuck it, let me go to a gay bar and celebrate my birthday. And because the bartenders knew me, I wasn't allowed to pay for any drinks that night. And so I had asked for a Long Island iced tea, and they give it to me, and they go, here's your Strong Island iced tea. I swear to you, they kind of waved the Coke over the beverage to like give the essence of Coke, not actually put any in it.
It was just the color.
Yeah, and barely that. It was just kind of like...
They gave you the super long iced tea.
And man, by the end of that night, I could not speak. It was kind of embarrassing. I've never been that drunk until that night.
That will always be the real drink of the summer. The real white girl drink of the summer.
What?
But then
Long Island.
There was one gig we had where Greg broke one of our cardinal work rules. Never get drunk on the job.
Oh.
Drink, fine. Drunk, no.
And it was open bar, and he was just
and
going for it. And then his friends, our ex-partner, started playing music that wasn't specifically requested for this birthday party. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're not gonna pay us, you dick. And he's like, ew. You know, looking like the dumb white girl on spring break. And the equipment was on a second floor. So to punish him, I'm like, I ain't helping you pack up shit. You guys are packing up the freaking car. I ain't touching shit. And then when we got home, he's all, I'm just gonna leave everything in the I don't know if we had the van or the SUV. I'm just gonna leave it in the car and take it up. No! Not leaving anything in the car. Your drunk ass is taking everything upstairs. I mean, okay. And I'm like, ha!
And it probably sounded exactly like that.
Yeah. And he was stumbling, and I'm like, you broke. And then I was like, you dumbass! You broke the one cardinal rule. I'm surprised we even got paid.
And beyond
and
that,
he almost didn't pay us too.
And beyond that, I actually broke like one of the biggest drinking rules.
He mixed.
I mixed my hards and my beers, and that's just a surefire way to get fucked up.
Marked for death.
Yeah, it is. It is, and you know, we're many years older now, and beyond that, so much older that Brandy had some male issues.
Oh, I'm going to talk about my mail.
Yeah. If you'd like to talk about the other mails later on, you can do that. But we need to talk about your mailbox.
You want to talk about my mailbox?
I just want to talk about your box.
Let's talk about my box. It's pokey right now. It looks like a spiny cactus.
And now everybody knows we need to trim.
And notice that Greg didn't say that he's much older and wiser, because nothing on this podcast would ever...
No. I'm not much older and wiser.
I don't want to give you the wrong impression. We will get older, but we will not get wiser.
No. Won't happen.
Okay, so I am disabled. I was declared disabled at a young age. And I get, Social Security. And once you get put into the Social Security system, they automatically think that you're 65 and older. So I started getting mail from AARP, Mutual of Omaha, the Alex Trebek life insurance commercial thing.
Do they set you up with Cloris Leachman?
I never got Cloris Leachman. I got every life insurance thing in the mail. I got for every visual device, every hearing aid device.
Do you have a life alert now?
I even got for Life Alert too. I forgot about that, but I'm like, if hot firemen show up, it's kind of not a bad thing. So I kind of went against the Life Alert, because I'd be like, yeah, and wait till the good one shows up. But
you're just hoping that your Wolfman shows up in his fireman uniform.
Help me! I can't get up. I need vaginal resuscitation.
Okay, back to mail.
I need.
Not that mail.
Okay, so I get all of that for like catheters and the roundabout thing and every old elderly device possible. But the mail that I got 2 weeks ago took the cake because I got mail from the National Cremation Society. And their slogan is cremation, the smarter choice.
So we
So I'm like, they want to roast me, and I'm not even close to being roastable. And then, so I call my brother, my sister, I'm calling Greg, and I'm cracking up laughing. I'm like, they want to roast me. And Greg's smart-ass remark is, well, at least you can't see and hear yourself roasting when they put you in the oven. Asshole. So,
I got one.
and then, so 2 days ago, and it looks like the same font and letterhead from the National Cremation Society.
And who's a member of the society, by the way?
Right?
There's a cremation society.
I mean,
we would like to form our own union.
Right? My brother was like, what do you guys all do? Is like sit around and talk about what kind of urn you're gonna get, or
what's the best roasting temperature?
Yeah. Do you stick a timer in their ass to see when they're done?
And
or like those turkey pop things, boom, the thing pops out when
when they're showing the
cooked.
company videos, is it just Usher's "Let It Burn" playing over the background?
Oh
nice.
God! No, mine's gonna be Ring of Fire.
Down, in a burning ring of fire.
Tossing into the Pacific Ocean.
No, we didn't get that. So 2 days ago, I get mail from the Neptune Society.
Another society.
Neptune. What is
Is it
Neptune?
It's still sitting on your bed.
It's somewhere. It's the Neptune
Is it the
somebody.
city of Neptune? Yeah.
And I'm like, oh great! Now they want to cremate me, turn me into seasoning salt, and throw me in the fucking ocean. So the next time everybody eats sushi, they're like, oh, it kind of tastes like brandy. You know? So I'm thoroughly disturbed because I am nowhere near 65. I'm just, my body is just broken.
I mean, we're getting older, but we're not even really old enough to live in one of those the 55 and older
senior
communities. Your brother is. Or next year.
Next year.
Next year, your brother's going to be old enough. You're going to have to make a lot of fun of him.
Oh, I know.
We wonder why we live in a society with so much anxiety and shit. And it's like, the second you get slightly old, we're like, hey, capitalism would like to enjoy your death as well. Like, we would like to benefit from your death on your way out.
Hey, but I'm looking forward to it because when I can go to McDonald's and get that 50-cent fucking coffee.
Well, that'd be great.
You know, or the senior prices at the
We can go
theater.
to Denny's, a lot of Denny's.
Right?
When Mom, when she finally hit that 55 mark, she was like totally excited. She's like, I get my discount. She was totally excited.
Oh yeah,
for the
they got
discount.
senior days at fucking Savers.
At Savers,
Yep.
and then back home in Hawaii and in the grocery store, Don Quixote, every Tuesday was senior day.
And have you read about these senior homes? Like, they're having STD problems because they just
because
can't stop fucking.
Because you got Viagra.
Yeah, because of Viagra and stuff like that. I've actually seen documentaries where they were talking about the fact that senior citizens actually have more sex than like middle-aged and young people.
Oh,
they're like boning all the time.
The current younger generation has way less sex than every other generation.
Yeah, and now the older generation, the senior citizens down in
They're
Florida,
just like boning freely.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Papa Ted, hey, you
can I get it now? Do you have some of those brochures back there? Is there something where I can get into
I do not have boner brochures.
Do you have any ins? Can I get a job?
I don't have boner boats. I don't have boner boats. Would you like to ride on my boner boat?
Oh,
Josh
come on,
would like
ride
to
that
have
boner.
a boner boat.
I just want the option. I want the option.
Josh wants to be the captain of his boner
These
boat.
people sound like they're having fun. These
Oh,
people sound like they're having
God.
fun. Their letters aside. I guess it creates a sense of nihilism.
Oh,
SS bonerific.
so since our squirrel girl here was not here for the last episode, I do apologize. We were kind of boring.
Yeah.
But we did give a shout out to our one and only patron,
Chris!
Is there anything you'd like to say to Chris?
He's the cat man. He's the superhero of all kitties.
So actually, here's an idea. If we can get to the point where we have enough patron supporters, I'm bringing it up now. I mean, you guys can put your opinion in. And I've heard this done before, is what I'd like to do after we get enough of them up there and we've actually replaced our audio equipment, because the whole idea of the Patreon account is so that we can give better audio equipment so we can actually record this in a much, much better way.
Because we got our ghetto set up.
We really do.
We're all
we got
chilling on the couch.
We got a USB mic plugged in that we're all talking into, and it's not that great of an idea.
Because we all have to cuddle. And I sit on one side, so Josh and Greg get to cuddle.
Gee, thank you.
For SS Bonerific.
But
it's just best available at a certain point.
After we get the audio equipment, because that's what our Patreon account is for, is to be able to upgrade and give you guys a better show. Is I would actually like to get to the point where for every patron supporter that we have, we would put $1 towards something, a charity of some sort. And in Chris's honor, if we get to that point, when we get to that point, I'd actually like to put it towards some kind of animal welfare.
Well, it's for his. It's because he fosters.
Right. So whatever, we'll have him.
Stuff.
We'll have him tell us which Hawaii animal care thing that he'd like us to donate to, because it's a thing near and dear to our hearts. Both of our cats are rescue animals, and our friends are they rescue and they adopt out cats. So yeah, adopt, don't buy. Yeah,
adopt, don't shop. Hashtag adopt, don't shop.
If you'd like to become a patron, if you like what you hear on our conversations, check out our Patreon account.
Nobody likes my conversation.
We love your conversation. But www.patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. Easy to find. We're also going to be offering bonus material for...
We're going to offer boner material.
We'll leave the boner material up to you.
Well,
that's Josh.
We could read some slash fiction. That's something we could do.
Maybe. You never know what we're going to do on there. But check us out on our Patreon. And please refer us to a friend so we can spread the joy and make other people laugh.
A friend that you trust, though. Don't not to your average friend.
Yeah, no.
We're not allowed to torture people?
No, we could torture people. I don't.
If you're a killjoy and it brings you pleasure to torture people, just stay the fuck away.
Introduce us to the friend where you guys make snide jokes at work and.
Oh yeah.
Those who can handle sarcastic and dark humor.
A lot of dark humor.
No, nobody that's going to get offended by fuck, shit, titty, cunt, ass, boner, SS bonerific.
I'm waiting to see how far you can go with this.
Purple-headed yogurt slinger.
That's as far as it can go.
That's pretty far. And
Bollocks. Bollocks is really the best swearable.
No, because then I'd have to go into Supernatural and I'd top you with balls.
Midget.
I can't believe Supernatural was still in the air, by the way. Like, how
the last
the show-
season.
They're last.
It's over.
They're deciding to.
Like, this
end
is
the
the last
show.
season coming up.
Almighty.
They're not getting canceled. They're decided, but it's
It's
more of a break, I think.
It's a break.
Yeah.
How old are those guys?
They started. The guy who plays Sam, he started the audition process at 22. And then they started filming when he was like 23 or 24. And
aren't
Jensen,
they like 16 years in?
no, this, and Jensen Ackles, the one that plays Dean, they started filming when he was 27. So, their second season was their shortest season. Like, they always make jokes about their second season because that's when the writers strike. When they had the writers strike.
Yeah.
So they actually didn't think that their show was gonna survive the writers strike. But it did, and it just kept going. They said, we'll do the show as long as you guys keep wanting us to do the show, we'll do it. But their seasons, the seasons on CW, which was WB or vice versa, their seasons, just like Vampire Diaries, are 23 to 24 episodes.
They're still just chugging them out.
So they film in Vancouver. They film in Canada. So, when they were young,
She knows everything about Supernatural, by the way.
when they were young, in their 20s, they're still, no kids, not married, and, the other one's still. So it didn't matter that they were gone 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Now, all these years in, married, got children, and they're having to be away 9 months out of the year. It's kind of taking its toll.
They're making a lot of money off of it, though. That's for damn sure.
I've always put that in the same category as Grey's Anatomy, where it's just like, I watched 30...
Is it ever going to end?
Is it ever going to end? It's been going... Because I used to see the previews when I was watching Allison Mack run her sex cult for a small
Although, Supernatural is the longest running sci-fi horror-oriented show in television history.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Because Vampire Diaries ended in their 8th season. Because I was a Vampire Diaries nerd too.
Yeah, you were. So, anyway, since we're in Vegas, we might as well talk about stupid Vegas people.
What about stupid Vegas people?
Okay, because I'm a bus driver, and there's things that I have to say that annoy me about people on the Strip.
You guys both work on the Strip.
Yeah. But and you
work on the outside. You work on the inside.
Yeah, and like customers that get on the bus, I am perfectly cool with answering questions. I understand you know nothing, and your name is Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
I knew that was coming, but knowing nothing and not knowing where you're going, that's fine by me. But don't come on the bus, and the thing I get asked the most time is, how much is it for the ride? So I tell people, it's $6 for 2 hours, $8 for 24 hours on the bus. And well, what about just up the road? It's $6 for 2 hours, $8 for 24 hours. I did not give a third option there because there isn't a third option. If there was a third option, I would give you a third option. You see it flashing on the side of the bus. You see it actually says it goes on the Strip. Don't ask me if it goes down the Strip.
And they try to haggle you.
Right.
To drop the price.
You try to haggle me to drop the price. I don't set the prices. You slip money in a little slot on my machine, and it spits out a ticket. I don't control that.
And I feel like half the people who come out here don't understand how customer service works.
But you know what? If you go to their hometown, and whatever job that they do, and they may have almost the same kind of job, in a sense, they know it's the job. You can't haggle your way. This is not fucking Tijuana.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not in another country where you can haggle. You can negotiate prices. You can't do that at home. What makes you think you can do it somewhere else? I mean, and especially in Hawaii, even worse. The best was, do I need to exchange my American money for Hawaiian money? I said, I tell you what, I meet you at the beach, you put your money down on the sand, and you can pick up all the rocks and twigs you want. And that's the money you can use, and we'll do the exchange.
Oh, did it ever work?
Separate
Unfortunately, no, because they gave me the look like, bitch, you couldn't just answer. And I was like, you're the dickhead that asked me the dumb question.
Right, like people actually forget that Hawaii is an American state.
It's a part of the U.S., not the contiguous 48 states.
But on the other hand, do you think that our president knows that Hawaii is part of the United States?
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't even know Puerto Rico.
He doesn't know that we own Puerto Rico.
Yeah. He actually at one point in time said something about the president of Puerto Rico should be fired. And we're all like, yes, he should.
And when he did his President Sharpie with making the bubble of the hurricane going to fucking Alabama.
God, and now they're all over
Now you have Sharpie memes everywhere. Which I'm mad, because I love me a Sharpie. And you know what? He doesn't.
Except for the eyebrows.
But every president.
Likes her black markers.
I do not draw my eyebrows with black markers.
I mean, that's not where I was going with that, but I won't offer a rebuttal. I know when to keep my mouth shut.
I don't need the supersized black Sharpie Marl. No, you can keep that to yourself and do your skin art later.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And okay, see, now here's the thing. Bradley is she's a makeup artist. Really, really, really talented. I'm going to make her put some pictures up on Facebook.
Because of my disability, I cannot do it as a full-time job. I am undependable. I will straight up tell you I'm undependable because with the disability that I have, or disabilities that I have, I can't guarantee you I will be able to function
right
on that day.
Right.
And it has happened before, and it sucked because it was an awesome opportunity for me. And
wasn't that working with like a former Miss Universe?
No. It was for a very well-known photographer.
Oh.
And I wasn't able. I worked the first 2 days, and I couldn't do the third day.
Oh. Yeah, I remember that one. And that hurts. But because of her makeup artistry, I happen to know where every single makeup store in Vegas is. I am able from 100 yards to spot bad makeup.
Well, so you understand what happens here.
You
know how the sausage is made.
I get it. I mean, I'm walking down. I walk down the street.
It's all proverbial. I don't really have a good.
I walk down the street and I'm looking at makeup. It's like, girl, it's called blending.
Or he'll tell me, oh my God, you should have seen the eyebrows I saw today.
Yeah, and it's horrible. I don't want to notice these things. I really don't. It's like I can feel my man cred just slipping away.
Well, it's just like the DJing thing. When I first met you, I love music. I didn't know crap about DJing, but DJing, you don't see very many female DJs.
Right, but DJing is not exclusively a male thing.
Makeup artistry is not exclusively a female thing anymore. In fact, one of the greatest, in my opinion, makeup artists is Kevin Aquan.
Now, question.
And now, unfortunately, I don't know if he had an autoimmune disease or he had something, but he passed away quite a few years ago. But he was amazing.
Now the question being though, was he straight?
No, but that shouldn't
Okay,
matter.
it doesn't, but it does. It's still.
I do
It's
know
a
of
specific
other
culture that
I do know of other male makeup artists that are not gay. Gay is not a prerequisite.
It is rare and few and far between that you find male straight makeup artists. Like 99.9% of them are male gay or female. Whereas DJs, I could name 5 or 6 females that are DJs off the top of my head that are world renowned.
And there's some that are gay.
But that's not even considered. Like it's not even part of it.
So why should a makeup artist be any different?
It's not necessarily different, but it is. It's kind of like if you walk into a room that is full of male makeup artists.
The odds are the straight ones are not going to be a whole lot.
Right, you're going to find 2 or 3 straight ones out of 100. And so, whereas if you walk into a room full of 100 freaking female DJs, 2 or 3 might be, the same averages as normal humanity. Like 30 of them will be freaking gay, whereas the rest of them will be straight.
Our podcast is explicit, but you're bordering on taboo.
I am. I just think that the DJ part is it's a representative.
Josh is staying out of this, which is a smart move.
No, but there are different. Yeah, it's a smart move.
The DJing part of it, I think, it's a representation of society as a whole. Whereas you're going to have the same percentage of gay, straight, female, male.
But now you have this whole other YouTube culture that has come into play, where you've got all of these males who wear makeup, but they're not necessarily transgender or drag queens, or they're not even a butch queen. They just wear full faces of makeup, and they can even have a beard and a mustache.
Right,
and they dress.
I think that
as
goes
men.
with.
But yes, granted, they are gay.
And for me, I just don't think that the makeup artist industry is a true. It's not a real reflection of society as a whole.
No,
it really isn't. It's very catered towards people who tend to be effeminate. Whereas DJing really doesn't have a gender. But if you go to mechanics, it's going to be butch men. If it's women, frequently they're going to be kind of butch. And you're not going to find too many girly girls in mechanics. So there are certain professions that lean in a direction.
Am I a girly girl?
Not at all.
So there you go.
But you know more about cars than I do.
This is true.
Whether right or wrong, we are all influenced by certain expectations.
This is true. This is true.
And that is just stereotypes.
But they're stereotypes, but they are part of our. They do mold us in some way, whether they should be there or not.
Just like when we were DJing at the strip club.
Yeah.
On the days, the first day that I worked and talked on the microphone, it's like a whole bunch of guys that were by the stage. They were like, huh? And turned around and looked for this, like, girls don't DJ at a male strip club?
And it was great. Like, the best compliment she ever got, I think it was the best compliment. I would take it as a compliment. They told her she should have been working a phone sex line.
Yeah. All my girls that were dancing that night, and even the guys are like, you should work phone sex. And now, mind you, it's not this speaking voice that I'm using. It was the voice that I use in the disclaimer. It's the operator voice, because many moons ago, I used to be a 411 operator, and you use this
You use a different
this
tone.
other tone of voice.
You
And
use a different
also,
tone.
I used to sing in competitions, so I know how to manipulate my voice.
Right.
So
And like with me, I got used to working on a microphone, and like when I'm doing my job, I'll get on the microphone and I put on the radio DJ announcer voice. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the 3-month street experience. And it's a different tone of voice. It's a different timbre, really. The pattern of speaking.
yeah,
Not even necessarily a different tone, but a different pattern of speaking. Like you take things to a beat almost.
because I had that one before when people only had landlines, and operators were actually real.
That's when we actually had to be connected to a wall, dude. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're old enough to remember being connected to a wall with a phone.
I don't remember human connection. I don't know if that's... Isn't that a thing that you guys did back in the 80s? Or some shit? I don't know.
70s.
Yeah, I mean, Brandy, you probably remember with me the...
You know what phone I hated? The one that had the one that stood straight up and the dialing and hang up thing was underneath. You know what I'm talking? One of my aunties had one of those phones, and when I was little, you stay over your auntie's house and whatnot. How many times I would hang up on people because I'm like, okay, hold on, clink, because you're putting the phone straight back up how it's supposed to stand, but you're like hanging up on people.
Yeah.
And now it's such like a retro antique if you can find one.
Even the cell phones from like 10 years ago just seem ridiculous to...
Dude, if they could make the Nokia brick as a freaking smartphone,
It was the best.
They're doing it.
It was the
it was
best.
indestructible. You could get mad and fling that sucker halfway across a parking lot and it'd be in pieces and you're like, shit! You go to your phone and you piece it back together and you turn it on and it's ta-da! It's on!
Somebody probably broke your heart sending a text from a fucking razor. Like, what is that nonsense? Like,
hey, I had a gold razor because
you're
I
a pimp.
like gold. But
I ain't a baby.
Get in my belly. But I went on the Jared diet and now my neck looks like a vagina.
Old school landline phones, tell me you don't miss the dramatic hang up.
Even flip phones had the dramatic hang up.
Yeah.
I miss it. You can't slam the phone down on people. All you can do, God damn it, click.
And I just...
God damn it.
You'd be on the phone
That's no fun.
You'd be on the phone for 8 hours and then you would check the battery life. It's like, 78%.
It's
ridiculous.
Or
even with landline
you're not
phones,
going to remember this.
like landline phones, you couldn't even tell the person was pissed off because you're like, you can hear them going bang, 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 bang. I miss
How
that.
about the 20-foot telephone cord?
Dude, I had one. I had one because we had one phone in the kitchen and one phone in mom and dad's room, and that was it. And if they were asleep or whatever, and their cord wasn't long enough, and I would take the phone all the way from the freaking kitchen and wind it up around my hand, and it would go everywhere with me.
Did you have to pretend that you weren't on the phone sometimes with the 20-foot cord in your room? Or
no, they knew if the cord was follow. They're like, follow the cord. It's in Brandy's room.
Yeah, and then the advent of dial-up internet.
No.
Oh,
With the phones, before there was Wonderphone. You remember Wonderphone when you could get another call come in and you click it and the other line would come on?
That was just call waiting for me.
It was first called Wonderphone.
I
And then it was called then it turned to call waiting, but it was called Wonderphone when it first came out.
That sounds better. I wish you should have said wonderful.
Yeah. And before you had Wonderphone, if someone was trying to call you and I would be on the phone all freaking day, no. You would get an operator break through your call and say, I said, the operator's like, something about interrupting your call because so and so is trying to get a hold of you, and it was always mom.
Oh my
And
God.
then I would have to hang up, and then she would call. She's all, I've been trying to call you for fucking hours. Get off the goddamn fucking phone.
Oh God! And that had to have been as bad as dial-up internet. And somebody would pick up the phone.
No, and that's like how in Mean Girls, how they had the
three-way
the
call.
phone. Yeah, that's what that is. The call waiting, wonderful. So sometimes you would forget, and then you could double click, and then the two calls would mesh together. And if you were talking sync about the other person,
Which I
Party
believe that you were
line!
at some point.
and then that was even worse when you could connect the calls. Then again, you're blocking the whole freaking line with beep 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 beep.
I always think about what technology that we can't even comprehend is going to be standard in like 10 years.
Oh yeah. Like I just recently saw a video, and I've seen this before, where they put a rotary phone in front of a couple of teenagers.
And they had no idea.
Yeah,
They don't know how to freaking dial it. It's
They
hilarious.
were pressing it.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to like they half spin it.
They
or,
would like flick it, and they weren't putting it. I know you have to touch the metal thing.
It's bad. It's hilarious how
Or even when cable first came out, cable boxes did not have remotes. You had to physically get up and turn the channels.
Yep, and they were huge.
They were like, yeah.
I'd say they were the size of a VCR, but there's people that don't even know what the fuck a VCR is anymore.
That's the thing that amuses me too, is just that like movie ownership isn't even that old. Like the ability to go out and purchase a movie.
No. I can remember our first VCR, and I think we spent like $600 on it.
And to the 90s kids, by the way, VCR sucked, and cassette tapes.
Dude,
Cassette tapes are an absolute
Rewind.
fucking atrocity.
If we had saved those VCR tapes the VHS tapes that we left back home, you know how much people are actually looking for VHS tapes.
Yeah.
They're
big market now.
They're big market now.
See, we're not talking about records here. Those are pieces of
Yes.
shit.
And then you had the first laser discs that were the size of vinyl 12 inches.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That you had to stop and then flip over for the other half of the movie.
Yeah. And it was just ridiculous. But oh man, I gotta find out if we can find this one.
What? Don't mess with stuff.
I'm not messing with stuff. There we go.
This is how we deal with technical difficulties.
Yes, Gregory.
Gregory has 847 tabs open.
Close. Oh man.
Oh man, that fucking headline right here.
Okay, so I have to slide this one in because I love.
Just because it's Florida. Any fucked up thing lately in the news, they're from Florida.
We're honestly, we're going to have to do a show on location at some point. We're just going to have to hang out at the Walmarts, like wait for somebody to commit an obscure crime.
People.
Yeah.
Or just on the strip.
Well, we can actually do it. We should do it. We should do that one day. We should wait for somebody to commit a crime. Like, maybe we'll will one, but...
So, I don't know where I found this one at. There's actually, and too many damn pop-ups.
That's because you got 50 million fucking windows open.
But there is this article, and I swear to you, I'm going to read the headline. And it's
verbatim.
The New York Daily News.
From the New York Daily News. I don't know
why they're
reporting on Florida.
Because he got that beat, the fucking piece of shit. That's the one I want.
Okay, but Florida couple has sex in police cruiser after being busted for drunk driving on bicycles.
That is just so many things at once.
And yes, you can be arrested for BWI.
I didn't know this.
Yes.
You can get busted for WUI. Guess what that is?
Walking while intoxicated.
Walking while intoxicating.
Well, I kind of feel like, you know how Frank Sinatra has that good mugshot? I feel like we need a mugshot of some sort. I kind of want to get arrested for something minor. Except for the fact
Dude,
that I
I'll
for being African
freaking turn
American.
the phone to black and white, put you up against the wall with a scale so you
There
don't
we
have to get
go.
arrested for it.
Yeah.
We'll take mugshots someday.
If I knew I wouldn't get killed by something, that's
Your mother would kill you.
for a more serious podcast.
You would
Oh,
you
God.
would get an ass whooping
So,
from your mom.
I mean, after you get arrested for...
It was they had somebody apparently complain about them, so the cops rolled up on them, and they said they could smell the alcohol on them, and they refused to do an alcohol test
Because they were trying
drunk.
to do each other.
They were drunk, and
How
so
do you bone on two separate bikes, though?
no, this isn't what happened. They put them in the back of the cruiser because they refused, and they could tell that they were intoxicated and they were being disorderly, and they were trying to walk away without doing anything. So that's resisting arrest. And so the cops put them in the back of the cruiser, and after they cuffed them and put them in the back of the cruiser, they managed somehow to get their pants off and tried to bone in the back of the freaking cruiser. And when the cops went in to stop them, they bolted.
But weren't they cuffed? Or did they just...
They were cuffed.
Either they were cuffed or they were just zip-tied.
The article said they were cuffed.
But that doesn't necessarily mean, like... What are they called? Manacles?
She blew a .66. Or no, .06. .06.
Is it called?
.06.
Is it called manacles?
I don't know.
I'm unfamiliar with
But-
this.
I don't want to say mandibles. That's your fucking
Mandibles.
jaw.
And here's
She's a
the bad
man, but I
part.
don't want to say barnacle.
There's a link to another article in here.
Do you know that barnacles, by size of their body, out of the entire animal kingdom, have the largest penises?
Seriously.
Wow.
You know that part that if you look at a barnacle and the part that's sticking out, that's their wiener.
That's their wiener.
Wow.
Their bodies are like this. Their dicks are like...
Are twice the size of their body.
Wow.
Like, you would think a whale, because, a male whale will just let his ding-ding just, like,
Where
flip
it
around.
may be the largest actual size, but the
Relative
largest
to
relative to the size
to
of
their
their body is a barnacle.
Barnacles have the biggest wieners.
That's no wonder they drive such small vehicles. So my favorite part of this article right now is
Sorry, barnacle squirrel moment.
Barnacles. No, I was all for that. When I opened the door to stop them, Erin was naked and Megan had her pants down where her vaginal area was visible.
Vaginal area.
Vaginal area was
like, where else was he? Was he throat fucking her or something like that?
So,
yeah.
the officers who have to write these
Are
reports.
they having hot pooper sex?
Hunter also reported her bra had been partially removed and her breasts were visible. So he basically said, I saw her titties and I saw her pussy. And he had to write that in some sort of...
You realize you said miserable.
I'm aware.
Miserable.
But I'm sure if we saw that, it would be miserable to visualize. So
yeah. And the funny part, though, is here, and I know what this article is referring to because I've seen it elsewhere, is right in the middle of this, they got a link to midget porn star Staff's boyfriend in the leg, accusing him of cheating. And
that's Bridget the Midget.
That's Bridget the Midget, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Bridget the Midget has been arrested for stabbing her boyfriend.
Then we have a Keith Raniere fucking headline. We're just killing it today.
Yeah,
but I have to tell you why I know about the barnacle thing. Because you know that dude...
That might be
Are you attracted to any sort of
barnacle? No barnacle sex. But, what's that dude that eats all the weird food, bizarre foods?
Oh.
Okay, the one that will eat that will eat anything,
Yeah,
but he thinks spam is revolting.
Yeah.
So they were, I don't know.
Fuck you, don't fuck with my spam.
So they were like in Spain or whatever, and he's all eating, and he's only eating that part. And the guy, the fisherman, tells him, you know, there's more inside there. He goes, oh really? He goes, I didn't know that. And the fisherman tells him, the part you've been eating all this time is their penis. Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you like to fucking chow down on some barnacle dick, but you think spam is revolting?
He would eat balut, and spam is revolting.
Fucking barnacle head giver.
For anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah, they should have had that during World War II.
Balut is a Filipino dish. It is a fertilized duck egg.
Have you had this, by the way?
No.
I feel like I would try it once.
That's the line
Have
I
at it.
will.
All
That's the
you
line I
gotta
will
do is go
cross.
to 99 Ranch
Yeah,
Market, right
yeah.
up the street from you.
Yep, and it's actually on sale. They have it at 99 Ranch. You can buy it. You can buy a 12-pack of
I
Balut.
will not, won't not, not on a train, not on a
day.
plane.
I mean, and I'll eat weird things. I've had bat. I've had snake. I've had
You
alligator.
ate a bat,
Yes.
Ozzy?
Not a foot.
A foot?
No, I was gonna rhyme with balut, but
Yeah,
didn't make it.
didn't make it fail.
Didn't make. I abandoned it. I was listening to his
Didn't
backstory
work.
too.
I've had frog. I haven't had a
How's
chance to
frog?
have ostrich egg. It tastes like chicken. But
He ate a puffin. He ate Sven.
yes, I've eaten puffin.
He ate Sven
That's
from
not-
Happy Feet.
That's not a very tasty bird.
You ate the puffin with no poof.
Yes, I did. and their meat is purple and it tastes like fish.
Where were you exposed to?
What was her name?
Yeah, what was her? Yeah. Did you
I was like 9 years old, guys. Don't go
Did
there.
you see her vaginal area? Was that exposed at any point?
Was it visceral?
No, I happened to be living in Iceland at the time. I was a Navy brat, so I've gotten to live all over the damn place. But yeah, I've had puffin, and not something I'd care to repeat. I'm willing to try just about anything. It's just balut is just not going to be one I try.
Yeah, nope. I'm down.
I'd probably actually eat grasshoppers before I eat.
Well, there was a whole fucking swarm of them earlier.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should have just went outside and opened your mouth.
Right, but I'm not trying to eat them live. At least roast them for me.
Dip them in chocolate, maybe.
I've heard that that's good.
I actually had that. I
Ah!
had that. They just
Never.
kind of go.
Gross.
They're just kind of there. There's nothing special to them.
I don't doubt it. I don't think that there would be anything really particularly about it.
If you guys could see my face, I have like this who farted look on
But
my
it is weird how we just certain foods culturally.
I'm picky.
Yeah.
I will freely admit I am a picky eater, and we are close to an hour.
Yes, we are. So the last little bit of housekeeping, since we should probably fit this in. Again, check us out on patreon.com/ the Squirrel Tangent. You can find us on Facebook. We're now on
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
YouTube.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
1.
We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play. We're on
2.
iTunes, and on all of those, all you have to do is search
You
for
can find us
the
in the
Squirrel
club.
Tangent. No. No.
Blah,
Actually,
blah,
you know what? At
blah.
this point, because of the fact that I've been a DJ, I can't go to a club anymore.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't think.
I hear every little blip.
Yeah, like the layman's not going to hear the mess ups in the mix. They're not going to hear that stuff. And Brady and I, every time we go, we're like, what the fuck was that? Oh, get
Listen,
off the
what-
microphone.
When you put one song that doesn't necessarily go with the other, you're like, and it's like a total floor clearer.
Or even beyond that, it's just a bad mix. They can't beat match. They're just, and And
It's like every time we come out of the movies at Town Square, what the hell is the name of that bar?
the Blue Martini.
No, not Blue Martini. It's the open one. What is it, McKellen or something?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that DJ is the guru of doo-doo.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's like he'll be doing good for a while. We're like, yeah, and they're like, what the fuck are you thinking?
and I think doing good is when he puts on one of those pre-made mixes.
Yeah, and you can tell that they're
You
pre-made.
can tell when
Right,
he jumps in.
right. Now, I
And
will
now
say,
the ones that we usually use for pre-made is when we've got to go to the bathroom.
yeah, we'll put on like a 15-minute mix and we'll run to the bathroom, come back,
Do you have a
smoke a
Do you
cigarette.
have a bathroom song? Is there a little pun in there, like
No.
a personal pun?
No.
It's usually the longest mix you can find. And if you come back and it's still going, you can just kind of, mix into it.
Mix
But
into it, yeah.
you put in one that is long enough for you to run to the bathroom.
That's when you
And
put
if,
in Atomic
it's
Dog.
a girl, in my case, like for a guy, guys can go whip it out.
Business done.
But in
2
my
minutes back.
case,
Yeah.
having to take that break, I've got to run to literally. I have to find the longest mix possible.
In the time that she can run to the bathroom,
He's
do her
done.
thing,
He's out.
I can run to the bathroom, go outside, smoke a cigarette, have
And
a
be
drink,
halfway
come back,
done. And then I'm
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
I mean, and it's especially if it's that time of the month. It's
Yeah.
worse. You can't just like rip it off and whip it. It'll look like a freaking slasher movie if I do that.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
you can find us on Google Play. You can find us on Tinder. You can find us on
Tinder.
Ashley Madison.
Tinder.
You can find.
No!
Tinder.
Did you see that other one that's worse than Ashley Madison
What is
now?
this?
Hinge.
Hinge.
After you hook up, it deletes your profile.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there is zero evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we just saw that
that's
commercial
right,
today.
that's right.
Oh, yeah. See, don't they try
Designed
to
to
say
be
that it's for
deleted.
something else?
Designed to be deleted. That's their.
But don't they say it's for something else? It's 'cause-
Nah,
I know how that goes.
But Ashley Madison, a whole bunch of people got busted
You
on
can-
Ashley Madison.
You can,
And there's still advertising. It's like, everybody was like, ooh, that's bad. And then they laid low for a couple months and then boom.
There you go.
And
There you go.
They're like,
our deepest, darkest desires. You can find us on, make a Reddit for us.
and then there's
Come up
alt,
with theories.
then there's alt.com for,
Alt.com,
for
yeah.
those of you that like to fly your freak
In
flag.
case anybody's wondering, we're not on any of these Tinder,
No.
Ashley Madison,
No,
alt.com. We're not
No.
on those.
no.
We should be.
We've got the audio areas.
We want to connect to you
I
in all the
plead the
different ways.
fifth.
We want to connect to you in all the ways that we can.
I
we want to bring.
plead the
We
fifth.
want to bring this to you. We want to bring this podcast to you.
He
Whatever
wants
way
to
it's-
bring the SS bonerific to you.
Bring it to you. Just sure, whatever social networking you want, we're coming there.
He's coming with that meat torpedo, that meat Twinkie, that pork sword, that purple-headed yogurt sling. Yodeler. Does it yodel? Purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Oh, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we do have
German
to call
helmet.
this one a night
Yeah.
because we are going to record another episode so we can get
We're
one
going
step
back
ahead.
to back.
We're going back to back. All right, ladies.
Not bareback.
Not today.
Not bareback.
No
Don't leave home
barnacles.
without it.